Get more on this story now. Joining us live from New Delhi is Aftab Kamal Pasha. He's an ex-associate dean and professor of Middle Eastern studies at the Jawaharlal Nehru University. How much credence do you give to Iran's claim then that it simply isn't seeking to develop nuclear weapons?
Iran is on record on this issue. They have publicly renounced the acquisition of nuclear weapons as harmful to the entire humanity. And they have more than once shown their program as peaceful purposes, for peaceful purposes, medicine, research purposes, and they were convinced, the entire world was convinced of its approach when it signed the JCPOA in 2015. However, Trump reneged on this and abrogated. Now again, they have shown willingness to negotiate with the United States, which has been trying to overthrow the Islamic regime since 1979. So Iran has gone several steps forward in a very realistic and pragmatic approach to sit and negotiate with a country which it considers as enemy and working to undermine the Islamic Republic. There are three factors in this we have to keep in mind. One is the enormous damage done to Iran by the US sanctions and the European Union's sanctions. Secondly is Iran is under pressure, indirect pressure from its close strategic partners, China and Russia, to go forward and negotiate sincerely with the United States on this issue. And thirdly, the regime is under pressure because of Israel's attack on Gaza, on Hezbollah, and the US-Israeli attack on Houthis. So all put together, the economic sanctions, the Russian-Chinese advice, and the ground reality in West Asia, which has shifted against Iran with the overthrow of Bashar al-Assad, all this has incentivized Iranian regime to go forward and accept the talks with Iran. However, they insist that Oman is the intermediary and they will not be talking directly, but it is just a pretext. But both the teams, American and Iranian, they are negotiating directly on key issues. The three major issues are the American demand for dismantling the entire nuclear program of Iran. Secondly, the ballistic missiles program, which Iran has developed very effectively. And third, of course, it's resistance movement support in Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthi, and Popular Mobilization Force. All of these are on the agenda, but I think the first one is the nuclear program.
Sure. And I guess personality-wise, in terms of the characters of these key negotiators, you're saying obviously that they won't necessarily be meeting face-to-face, but they will certainly be leading these negotiators. We've got Steve Witkoff on the one hand, who's relatively inexperienced on the global stage in terms of this. And then we have Abbas Araghchi, who, as we've been hearing earlier, was part of the 2015 negotiations. So he's been around for quite a long time. Do you think these two characters will gel? Will they be able to work together? And do you think it was strategic by America sending someone like Steve Witkoff rather than, say, Marco Rubio or some of its other more hawkish diplomats, perhaps?
Yes, I think the involvement of Steve Witkoff, who is credited with getting the Gaza ceasefire successfully done just before Trump's inauguration on 19th of January, and his key role in Ukraine peace talks with Russia, has put him at the forefront of a very successful negotiator, even though he is not familiar with international diplomacy. But having been seen in all of these key hotspots, I think Trump has invested the confidence in him that he is a very strong, powerful, and able negotiator. Equally on the Iranian side, Abbas Araghchi is a seasoned diplomat. He has been closely involved. And as per the advisor of Ali Khamenei, the goodwill support is important, because Ali Khamenei had taken the strong position that they will not negotiate with America because of the renegation of the JCPOA by the first Trump administration in 2018. So Iran has shown sufficient flexibility by sending its top diplomats, and America also has reposed faith in Mr. Witkoff. And I think there will be goodwill from both the sides with the Omani encouragement on this issue.
So perhaps we have the right people in the right place to actually deliver something. We'll have to wait and see on that. Thank you so much, Aftab Kamal Pasha, for joining us on TRT World today.